In the endless ocean of the cosmos, there exists a world where gravity is not a silent law that keeps planets in orbit and moons tethered, but a predatoron, invisible monster lurking, waiting for you to take one wrong step, one wrong breath, before it tears you apart in ways you cannot even imagine. This planet does not welcome you. It does not care about your fragile body or your determination to survive. It exists only to crush, to grind, to erase anything that dares to touch its poisoned skies. And if you think you can stand against it, even for a moment, then let's descend together into the jaws of a world where gravity is not your ally, it is your executioner. The first thing you feel, before even landing, is the pull. Long before your ship breaches the atmosphere, the planet's grip is already on you. A force so overwhelming that the metal structure of your craft begins to whine, bolts stretching, joints screaming like the cries of doomed animals. You know instantly that no escape will be possible. The deeper you fall, the tighter it pulls, the more it demands. And once you enter, there is no exit. You are claimed. Your heartbeat accelerates, but the crushing weight pressing on your chest doesn't let your lungs expand fully. Breathing feels like trying to inflate a balloon under an ocean. Every breath burns. You try to stand, but your muscles refuse, pinned down by invisible chains. This is not just gravitas hunger. It is a beast feeding on your very existence. You fall to your knees, not because you want to, but because the planet forces you to. The surface below looks deceptively calm, almost tranquil, covered in a sheen of shimmering clouds that swirl with metallic hues. But beneath that lies a wasteland of shredded stone, molten rivers, and fractured crusts that shift like grinding teeth. The land itself moves as if alive, like bones rearranging under thick skin, waiting to snap whatever dares to rest on it. Every sound you hear is the groaning of tortured rock, crushed endlessly under its own colossal weight. You take a single step, and it feels like dragging a mountain with your foot. Your bones tremble, joints creak, and a sharp sting of pain races through your legs. The human skeleton is not designed for this kind of punishment. It cracks, it bends, it cries out for mercy. Blood vessels rupture silently beneath your skin, dark bruises forming almost instantly, spreading like venomous flowers. With every second you remain, your body collapses in on itself a little more. And yet, this planet isn't done with you. The atmosphere is thick, heavy, and poisonous, saturated with metallic particles that slice into your lungs like microscopic shards of glass. Your throat burns, your chest heaves, and coughing brings no relief. The air you breathe isn't a gift, it's a trap. You gasp desperately, only pulling in more of the burning mixture that tears you apart from the inside. Every inhale is a blade. Every exhale is fire. Above, the sky darkens unnaturally, not with clouds, but with the sheer density of the planet's crushing presence. Light bends strangely here, distorted, twisted, as if even photons themselves cannot escape the endless clutch. Your vision wavers, the horizon curving unnaturally, bending toward you, folding space like paper under weight. The world doesn't look right because it isn't right, it is collapsing inward. A slow-motion implosion you're caught in the middle of. The longer you endure, the more the ground begins to betray you. The solid surface isn't solid at all, it shifts, buckles, and caves inward, sucking everything into hidden pits that open suddenly, like mouths yawning in hunger. The rocks split open beneath your feet, glowing with magma, steam erupting in suffocating bursts that scald the skin instantly. The heat doesn't just burn, it fuses you into the ground itself, melting flesh and stone together in a horrific bond that ensures you will never leave. The soundscape here is worse than the silence of space. It is constant, cracking, booming, shrieking as stone shatters under strain, as molten rivers roar and crash against jagged cliffs. The ground shakes relentlessly, earthquakes striking not in minutes or hours but in seconds, as though the entire planet is in a violent seizure. You can't find stability, can't find rest. Every inch of this land is designed to pull, to crush, to destroy. Even if your body could somehow endure the agony, your mind begins to fracture. Gravity doesn't just weigh on your flesh, it claws into your consciousness, dragging your thoughts down into a pit of chaos. Time itself seems too slow, your brain struggling to function under the immense pressure. Seconds feel like hours, hours like eternities. The crushing presence seeps into your very identity until you can't even remember what it felt like to be free, to float, to stand without pain. You are no longer. You are a prisoner, shackled by a force you cannot see or fight. And then comes the final betrayal. The very blood in your veins, pulled down by the unrelenting gravity, begins to pool in unnatural ways. Veins burst, eyes bulge, vision clouds with red. Your body swells grotesquely, bursting in places, bleeding internally in ways that you cannot stop. Every cell collapses, every atom crushed tighter and tighter, until even your molecular bonds groan in defiance. This is no longer death, it is annihilation, an unmaking of your very existence. On this world, there is no heroic struggle, no fight for survival, no chance of escape. Gravity does not negotiate, does not forgive, does not relent. It claims you piece by piece until there is nothing left to stand, nothing left to breathe, nothing left to remember that you were ever here at all. You are simply erased, broken down into dust, then into particles, then into nothingness. And when it's done with you, the planet waits, silently, patiently, for the next soul foolish enough to descend into its embrace. Because here, gravity is not a law, it is a predator. And once it sets its claws into you, there is no return. Tell me, would you dare step onto a world that does not just kill you, but ensures that even your memory collapses into nothing? Would you risk facing a predator that never sleeps, never stops, never spares? Or would you turn away, knowing that some planets were never meant to be touched, because they do not welcome life, they devour it? This is the fate of those who set foot where gravity itself hunts. A place where the surface is not ground, but a grave, and every step you take is your last. A planet that doesn't just end you it, makes sure you never existed at all. And now, as you hear these words, ask yourself one final question. If your ship approached such a world, and you felt its invisible hand pulling you closer, would you have the strength to resist, or would you let yourself fall straight into the jaws of nothingness?